Hey everybody, it is Jennifer at Studio J Company. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Come on in. Let me know if my comments are working. Just say hello. If you're watching the replay, just comment #replay so I know you came by. If you see that little red live button up there, catch me live. Come on in, hang out, let's chat. Ooh, I got hot glue everywhere. Hi. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Nora. Y'all come on in. Let's see what we can make today. It's Crafter's Choice. So, you know, whenever there's an event that's Crafter's Choice, you have no idea what you're going to see. That's how I see it. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm going to see. Hey, Janice. Hello. All right, let me get all my stuff together here. I have an idea, and I've been sitting here, and I keep changing my idea, and then I go back to it, and so this might be a hodgepodge of craftiness. Who knows? Who knows what we're gonna get here? Okay, good. Janice got me sprinkled out. Hey, Penny. Hey, Cindy. Hello, everybody. So, I'm in an event today. This is with the Vintage Country Crafting Friends group, and it's Crafter's Choice. So I don't do a lot of Valentine's stuff, and I said that this year I'm going to do more functional pieces, home decor, stuff like that. Hey Lisa. So this one's kind of home decor. It's a heart shape. But I'm not doing all Valentine's pinks and reds and, you know, be mine and all that. Because here's my thing. I am wanting to work on a wall here in my little art room, my little craft room. And I'm still working on it, but I don't know if y'all have seen, if you've been around a while, I built the barn doors for where you go from my bedroom to master bedroom to the master bath. I built double barn doors because I couldn't find the size I needed. So I was telling my husband, I want to build a faux barn door because I'm not going to put a track on it. It's just going to go on a wall, but I want to fix up a really pretty backdrop. Maybe I can use it like to be behind me, because I always feel there's so much going on, like distractions, you know, like if I'm turned that way, there's all this stuff on these bookcases, and you know, people are like, what's that? Oh, I like that, which is great, but sometimes it's a mess over there, and sometimes it's just a little too distracting. But I also want like a pretty backdrop for pictures, because I have to take pictures of my DIY craft kits. And I like to take pictures after an event, like of the project, to post on the page. So I've been wanting to do something. I've got a big wall over here that I want to do something with. So I want to build a faux door, not necessarily a barn door, but I want it to be kind of chippy. I want to make it look kind of old, but it's going to be kind of white. And I used to have well, it's not there anymore. It was like a antique store / vintage stuff / crafty stuff. It was just where vendors had booths. Not everybody, I didn't have vintage antique stuff and all that, but I got a bunch of these because this lady had a bunch, and I've had these for years, but they're heavy. They are very heavy. Y'all, which way does it go? Does the keyhole go on the bottom, or does it go on top? I have no idea. I mean, it's pretty either way. These are a little bit lighter. This one's super heavy. And then I have these. I have extras of these. I think I'm going to put them in my shop to sell them, because I really just need, I don't know. I might keep one or two, I don't know. But isn't that pretty? So I want to do a faux door. I'm not doing that today. I'm going to do it as a live when I do it. But I'm going to do a faux door. So, because it's just a plain wall. There's no doorway here. But I'm going to use one of these on it. But I really like, see the, this, it's like a patina. This one's really heavy. So I was looking at this and I want to make something. I'm going to make this heart. Okay, I kind of played around on the Glowforge and I took, let me show you. I took this heart, so I cut it out, and then while it was still on the program, on the screen, I went in and put lines to cut it. So I cut it out again, but I cut some lines through it. So this one's in pieces, but for some reason it doesn't fit exactly the same, and that's weird because it's the same heart. But anyway, I must have hit something. So I'm going to try to do a similar look, but I think I'm going to do crackle because I've got this. It's folk art multi-surface satin, and the color is called patina. It's not like a special treatment or anything, so we're not doing like a rusty patina, all that stuff. It's just the color patina. It's actually a little bluer than this, but I'm not positive that this one is going on the faux door that I'm going to make, because I really like this one. And this has that color in the, I like this one a lot. It's super pretty. Okay, so that's kind of got my ideas going. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the heart that's sliced up, and I'm going to do crackle paint, but I'm going to try to do, I'm not going to do it like solid this color. I don't even know how to say this. Some of it will be white chippy. I want it to look like it's been painted, chipped away, painted, chipped away, or almost like it's chipping away and you're seeing different layers of paint. I want to see like the cream color, and I want to see the this color. And then I'm going to use some burnt umber to be like the part underneath, so it's going to look like it's been painted several times. I know y'all probably seen a piece that looks like that for real. Okay, so let's get started and see what happens. Now, once I get this heart put together, I want to decorate the heart. I found these flowers, and I cannot remember if I found them at Target. I'm not sure, and I just got them like 2 weeks ago. Why can't I remember where I got them? But they're kind of a peachy color. So I might add them on here just to decorate the heart, because I'm thinking I might hang this heart on that faux door. That's where I'm going with this. So you never know though. I don't know how it's going to turn out. But welcome in everybody. Hi Diane. Hello. Hey Tammy. Hi Debbie. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. I'm going to first, since I know with crackle you do like your base that's going to come through the cracks, and then the glue. I'm doing Elmer's school glue, and then your colors for the top. And since I want the cream color and the patina color, I'm just going to kind of splotch it on there. I'm in like swatches of it and see how that goes. Okay, but I do need this as the base, and like I said, it doesn't fit exactly, so I'm probably just going to paint this up at least around the edges, and I'm going to kind of space these so they look like planks. So I will paint that base, but I want to get these started because I'm doing the crackle on them, and you know, it needs a little drying time. So I will start out with burnt umber. The keyhole at the bottom. Okay. I don't know why I look at it and I think, well, I guess I'm thinking of locks nowadays. It seems like the deadbolt is above, so that's what I think of. I've never actually used a door that had handles like that. Now, I will say, when, gosh, when I was back in my 20s, when I first got married, we lived in an apartment in Atlanta, and we moved south because we were building a house where the town that I live in now. We lived, my husband at the time, my kid's dad, his grandparents had a house that it was, I don't know if it was built that way. It was the only one on that street. It was an old house, but it was like two houses in one, like a duplex. But when I think of a duplex, I think of a small little duplex. But they were totally different on each side. I don't know if it was whoever built it did it like that. So it was perfect for two families because it was like two separate houses, but it was one big structure. So anyway, we lived there while it was right after we got, I mean, like the weekend. We didn't even take a honeymoon because we were moving. We moved into this house, and they had lived there. They were old, and they had lived there since they had been married. They raised all their kids there. And apparently, like, well, anyway, we were living there while we were building our first house. And I would come home from work, and I had a little dog, and I would come home from work. I'm going to start painting while I'm doing this. And, you know, put my purse down, put my keys down, and I'd walk back to the bedroom to change clothes, you know, because I worked in an office, so I was always like dressed up. So whenever I would walk back there, what's making me think of this is the closet door it didn't have a keyhole, but it had like the big knob, but it had like this around it, and it was an old house. Everything in there was chippy. It had like those old radiator furnaces. Is that what they're called? You have to light them. It was a freezing cold house. But anyway, it makes me think of that when I see, but it had a big doorknob. Well, anyway, the closet in the bedroom, the door stuck. Like it was almost like shrunk or something, but you had to like pull really hard to get the closet door to open. But like there were several times I'd come in from work and I would walk back there to change clothes, and I'd walk into the room and I would start getting undressed, and that door would open. And I know y'all hear my door squeak when my dogs come in the room, but it was like, the door opened a little bit. And I was like, at first I thought, well, maybe the house is uneven, obviously. You know, it's probably settled in all different areas. And maybe when I walk in certain areas, it kind of, you know, I don't know. Y'all, I was like 23, 24. I don't know. I was thinking, it's probably just, you know, something like that. But then I got to thinking, I mean, it didn't do it every night, but it did it some nights. But then I got to thinking, wait, that door, you have to have muscle to open that door. How is it just like opening on its own? And so I said something to my husband, or ex-husband now, but I said something to him. I was like, that door, every time I walk back there, does that door open when you walk in there? And so I was like, come here. So we walked back to the bedroom, and it didn't do it. It only did it on some of the nights, like when I'd come home from work and I'd go back there to change. So we had dinner over at his grandparents' house one night, and I mentioned something about it. Well, there was a couple of things that happened in that house. They told me that I could decorate it any way I wanted, because, I mean, I was 20-something years old, and I didn't like this old house, you know. So they were like, well, you can do whatever you want. So I was like, you know, do you mind if I paint the kitchen? Maybe put a little wallpaper. And they were like, go ahead, you know. So there was a ceiling fan in the kitchen with a light kit, you know. And I could not find, I was trying to find the switch to it. The only way I knew to turn it on and off was to pull the chain, you know, the little light chain to turn the light on and off. That's the only way I knew. I never did find a light switch. So I was in there painting one day. I mean, we'd been in there for about a month when I started working on the kitchen, and I was painting, and the ceiling fan came on. I could never figure out how. I couldn't find a switch or anything, but when I'd pull the chain, the fan wouldn't come on, so I just assumed it didn't work. Well, I was in there painting one day, and the ceiling fan comes on. It just starts spinning, and I'm like, okay, I don't even know where the switch is. B, I didn't even think it worked. So that was another thing that was weird. And then there was nights where we would be in the living room watching, like, I remember we were watching the Braves game, and my dog was sitting on the couch facing the wall. So like she was sitting backwards on the couch facing the wall and panting, and like she would do when somebody would come over and, you know, they'd be petting her or something, and she was panting like she was like happy. She was just like staring at the wall, like she was smiling, and I was like, do you see something? I mean, is somebody petting the dog? So we finally, when we went to eat dinner over next door with his grandparents, I was like, I have to say something, because I think I'm losing my mind. And that's when I found out that his grandparents, his granddaddy's mother lived there before she died. She passed away in that bedroom. Her mother, God, all the kids sit there and say, was this a hospice? Was that side of your house I mean, it freaked me out. Okay, I'm older now, it doesn't bother me, but at 20 something years old, we went home that night. I was like, we are moving. You need to call the builder and tell them to step on it. We've got to get out of here. But his granddaddy was like, oh, that's just I can't remember what they called her now. Mama Hindman, Mama Wade. It was them. He's like, that's just her. She's just trying to help you open that closet. And I thought, and then the fan, when I told them that, they were like, oh, the switch to it is under the cabinets, because they apparently added the kitchen cabinets later. And the house had kind of low ceilings on our side, and you had to reach under one of the kitchen cabinets to find the switch for that ceiling fan in the kitchen. So it was obviously the light switch was already turned on, so you could turn the light on and off by pulling the chain. But as far as the fan, I'm guessing the fan switch wasn't turned on. That's why when I would pull it, it would never turn on. Somebody flipped the switch while I was painting, and I was home alone. He was like, oh, she just wants you to have some ventilation. You know, I was not amused. I was freaked out. I was so freaked out. But it turns out, I think it was haunted. I mean, I've never seen a ghost. And I don't know how much I believe of all that stuff, but I believe that because it freaked me out. And also my ex-husband's aunt lived there. Her and her husband lived there while they were building their house years before that. And at Christmas, he mentioned, his granddaddy mentioned to them, you know, Jennifer's freaked out about all that. And she said, oh, has she turned the channel on the TV? Apparently his mom had, or his granddaddy's mom always watched, like 11 Alive News or something like that at 11. So if you were watching TV at 11 and it wasn't on that channel, it would flip to that channel. I don't know. I didn't want to find out because that probably would have been the last straw for me. So anyway, I don't know why it's not even Halloween and I'm getting on ghost stories, but that's what these make me think of. Because that door it was an old house and that had these glass doorknobs. But I think the bedroom had glass or that black doorknob. But this reminds me of that door. Every time I look at it, I think of that closet that would open on its own and freak me out. So anyway, I'm sure y'all wanted a ghost story in January. But there you go. Hey, Teresa. Yes, it was a visitor But they were like, oh, it's just so-and-so, which I never met her, you know. So it was hard for me to be like, oh, okay, you know. Freaked me out. Thank you for sprinkling. Hey, Sharon. Okay, I'm going to dry this just a little bit. Go ahead and get some glue on here. And let that be drying a little bit. Ooh. And then we'll add some color to it. But yeah, I wanna do this wall so I have a pretty backdrop. And we bought some wood. I just bought plywood and had it cut at Home Depot. So I've just got to paint it. I'm gonna do it kind of crackled a little bit. I'm not gonna go overboard with it, but I just think it'd be fun to have that for a backdrop, and it'd be good for pictures and stuff like that. But when I do it, I will do it on a live. But I do want to add, I think I'm going to add this this doorknob, because it's not real. It's not a real door. It's not going anywhere. Okay. Y'all, this event that I'm in, it's with the Vintage Country Crafting Friends group, and it's going until 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. So there'll be somebody different on every hour. It's a really good lineup. Coming up after me is Rima at More. So we each have 1 hour to create something. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a layer of just Elmer's school glue, plain old Elmer's. I have better results with this than any of the other Mod Podge or that Crackle Medium, all that good stuff. Okay. I feel like I need to keep talking because every time my husband works from home and I'm doing a live, I'm like, I can hear you talking over me a little bit because he's so loud. And I try to shut the door and the dogs open the door. Like Stella opened the door, but then now she's left again. So she was laying in the chair beside me here. Now she's left. So I might have to get up and close it again. So, hey Deborah, how are you? Hi Susan. Welcome in everybody. I need to add more of this glue. It seems like I was saying the other day, it seems like I read something that's the thicker your glue, the bigger your crackle will be. But I'm doing different colors. I'm gonna do 2 different colors for the crackle, for the paint coming through or on top. So maybe I'll do it like different thicknesses on the heart. I really want it to look like several layers of paint are cracking. Okay. So sticky. And then I'm going to paint the background of this heart. I'll probably just kind of, I may do the brown. Oh. Yeah, maybe I'll do it brown so it'll kind of look like a shadow. I thought it would hide the whole thing. I cut out the solid heart so it would have a base to stick to. But I didn't realize I must have like bumped the size or something. All right, this is thicker. Okay. All right, I'm gonna shut that door real quick. Okay. Oh yes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Is that better? Okay, I'll make sure it's up better. Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna shut this door. shut the door. Come on. You coming in? Come on. Okay. Come on in. I gotta shut the door. Okay. Sorry. I had a halfway in, halfway out doggy. Okay. Can y'all see now? I'm so sorry. Okay, well, I haven't gotten to any. All I've done is a solid coat of brown and a solid coat of glue, Elmer's glue. Okay, so I got all of those done. All right. So we're going to put some paint on here. Hi, Juanita. Hi, Carol. Is it Carol Ann? Oh, there's two Carols. Carol Ann. Thank you for sprinkling. Okay. I'm going to do brown on here. Stella, you're going to have to just sit for a minute, okay? For like 30 minutes. Come on. Come on. You'll be fine. Okay. I think I'm just going to dry brush this background piece because, like I said, it's not going to show much. But I'm going to, the heart that is sliced into 3 pieces, I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap between the pieces. So it'd be good to have this dark brown background underneath it, I think. I'm telling you, I've gone back and forth with this. I'm like, no, I'll add flowers. No, I'm going to stamp something. I can't make up my mind. Does anybody else see that? I'm so indecisive. Okay. This really doesn't even have to be like a thick coat because it's mostly going to be covered up. Hey Andrea, hey Lisa. All right. Oh, I want to show y'all something I got. I got these at Dollar Tree. I don't know what I'm going to use them for, but they're stickers, like over in their sticker section. But look at these hearts. I might have to open them because of that glare. Look at these hearts. They're stickers, but they look like metal. Isn't that pretty? And they're not. They're squishy. I mean, they're bendable. But isn't that pretty? I don't know what I kind of want to use them all together. I know they'd be great accents, but really cute. 8 of them. Dollar Tree. All right. I'm gonna go ahead. I don't wait for my glue to totally dry. Just dry enough that when you brush your paint on, it doesn't like wash it all off or smear it all off. I know, I found them laying, they were like laying on the bottom. I should have looked to see if they had more. When I go back, I'm gonna see if they have more. Those would be great Happy Mail too, for like the Valentine season. All right. Okay, so I've got the glue. All right, so I'm gonna go back and forth with the patina color and the cream color. I think I'm gonna use, what's it called? Antique Parchment. It's Apple Barrel. And then this folk art patina. So let me move this one. My plate over here. Okay, yeah, I am. Okay. Okay. What are you doing? Stella, come over here. No, come up here. Jump, go around. Go around, honey. Okay. So we're going to do these two colors over the glue. I'm going to use kind of big brushes because I want to do like some big areas. Come here, girl. I don't know what she's doing. Okay, let me think about it a second. I'm trying to think how I want this. Let's see. Let me see something real quick. I was looking on Pinterest trying to find something that was patinaed, but in different colors. Let's see. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see. I think I'm going to do okay, can y'all still see? All right, I'm just going to do some little random. I'm just going to kind of play with it for a second. Oops. This could go horribly wrong. You never know. What are you doing? Okay. You gonna help? You gonna help me? Got my helper. Okay. All right. You can supervise. All right. Let's see. Did I get... Somebody has probably done this before and they're sitting there cringing because I'm doing it wrong. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. Okay. We'll do the same thing with the cream color. There's Miss Stella. Can you say hello? Hello. Okay. I don't think I need that hand. Can y'all still see? Okay, it's looking a little crazy right now, but bear with me. I'm wondering if I should do another layer of glue. You know what I'm saying? And do this again. How are we on time? Okay, we got about 30 minutes. Okay. No more ghost stories. Okay. It is starting to crackle and I like it. But I'm thinking I kind of want a layer. I kind of want a layer of the cream color. Oh, I probably should have just done brown, then glue, then swatches of the patina, dry it, glue, and then cream, I think. going to dry it a little bit. I told y'all it's going to be as big of a surprise for me as it is for y'all. Let's just dry it a little bit, especially this one. I know, I know. She will. She listens for like keywords like G-O and R-I-D-E. She's even learned you know who, you know what, and you know where. Because my husband will say, you want to take you know who, you know where. And she's like, what? What? Okay. Just a little bit more. I'm starting to think those flowers aren't going to match this color. Well, I don't know. Let me get the cream color. I really want it to be mostly cream color with these colors kind of crackling through. So it may not be too bad. Man, some of the crackles are big. It looks pretty cool though. Let's see. Look. Here. Let me hold it. So it's crackling pretty good. Yeah, look at this one. Look at that big crackle. Okay, so, but I don't want my heart to look splotchy like this, so I want those colors to show through, but I don't want that to be the base coat, so, okay, I'm gonna do another layer of glue. Like I said, somebody's probably screaming at the camera right now. Oh my gosh. But, you know, I have not done this before, so I am very curious how it's going to turn out. And if it doesn't work, y'all won't waste your stuff trying to do one. But if it does work, then we all learn something together. Great cackle. This Elmer's glue, I'm telling you, I just have better results with that. I have done the Mod Podge and it works. I don't know. I always like mine when I do the glue. Good old Elmer's glue. So many things. Have y'all ever removed a splinter with Elmer's glue? Do y'all know that hack? If you have a splinter in your finger. It's like duct tape. It has so many uses. Oh yeah, I cut it on my Glowforge. I was kind of experimenting. I cut out a heart, just a regular heart. I've got it over here. And then I was like, well, hey. So I went in and I put some cut lines through it just to cut it in 2 places. But I must have moved something on the screen when I did it because it doesn't fit perfectly on top of the solid heart. So we're gonna kind of make that look like a shadow, but I need it for the base, something to glue this to. But here's the big heart. I'm gonna use this for the background. I'm gonna dry brush this just to soften it up, just at least the edges. Okay. Most of this is not going to show, so it's not a huge deal. But I want to do something different to it. Yeah, I have some crackle medium from, I think, Hobby Lobby. And it works good, too. But this is so cheap. I mean, Elmer's glue. Just Elmer's school glue. Okay. And pick my baby wipe. Let's soften it a little bit more. Hi, Pamela Marie. Welcome in. Hi, Diane. Hello, everybody. If anybody's new here, my name is Jennifer. Welcome in. We are, we're kind of experimenting here. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I have this idea, and I'm trying to see if I can make it happen. Let me see. Why am I doing that like it's hot? Is it hot? What do we have? We have about 20 minutes, a little under 20 minutes. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dry this glue a little bit. I'm going to go over it with just the cream color and see if all those colors will show through the crackle. That's the plan. Because they're in all different places. I just did, it's brown, it's patina color. It's not a patina treatment. It's just the color is called patina. It's folk art. It's a really pretty blue-green color. Mostly blue. Okay. Yeah, you could save yourself a step. Just I probably should have done brown. I should have just done all these splotches and then the glue and then the top coat. Okay, I think that's almost done. I did it kind of thick because I really want it to crackle good. Okay, let's see what happens. Get some more of this cream color. I'm just using antique parchment. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes, Amanda, I have not dried it. But I think I did a thin coat of glue. So, but yeah, I mean, this is still kind of tacky. So, I'm just going to paint the whole thing cream color. Let's see what happens. Can y'all still see? I'm going to set this aside. It's really goopy looking, but it's probably because it's so many layers. So it'll probably take a little while to dry. dry a little bit. We'll see what it's doing. Hello, Kay. Welcome in. All right. Let's see here. That's messy. All right. Got 15 minutes. Let's see what it's doing. Okay. Oh, let me start drying it. That always helps it crackle. You can see it. It is crackling. Let's see. It's just really thick. Maybe, since there's not so much of that blue-green color, these flowers won't clatch as bad as I was afraid they would. Because the flowers I found are kind of it's kind of a peach, kind of a cream color. It might be okay. So I'm going to dress it up a little bit. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and see if we can attach it. So this one did really good. See all those cracks? That's pretty cool. And you can see brown and the patina color coming through all these. And then this one too. Okay. All right, so let's take our base. Just the solid heart, and like I said, it's not the same size, so it is not going to be exact. You're going to be able to see that brown heart underneath, and that's okay. I think I'm going to leave a pretty good size gap like that. I'm going to just put my fingerprint on it. I'll touch it up here. That and that. Okay, I'm just going to use some wood glue, Dollar Tree wood glue. Maybe I had something. Still see it's in here. Hold on. This is what I've been doing lately. I've been taking a Q-tip and cutting one of the little swab parts off, and then take that end and stick it right through there to try to unclog paint. There. See if it works. I've been doing that with paint, but I don't know about this glue. I feel like there's something in there. I may have to just paint it on. There it goes. Okay. Right. Y'all still with me? It's like, what the heck is she doing? Thank you, Kathy. All right, let's see. I'm probably gonna have to use the little clamps on it to keep it squeezed together. You know what? Probably wouldn't hurt to put a dab of hot glue real quick. Oops, gosh, I can't keep touching it. I'm gonna add a little dab of hot glue to get it to stay down instantly. Real quick. Yes, the Dollar Tree wood glue is, I have a huge bottle of the Tight Bond. Like when I built those barn doors, the guy at Home Depot was like, oh, you gotta get Tight Bond. Tight Bond's the best. So I got Tight Bond, and boy, my husband got me like the big gallon of it. So I have a small bottle and I could refill it with that, but I've been using, somebody on here, I think it was Krista, told me about Dollar Tree wood glue, and I got some and tried it, and I love it. It works really good. It sets up pretty quick. But they usually have it over at Dollar Tree. They usually have it over in the automotive section, not like in the craft section. It's over in the automotive. I'm just putting my fingers all over this. Should I let it dry more? Okay. So it's got the big gaps for the planks. And then I wanna, what do we have? We got like 7 minutes. Okay, let me run the dryer over it real quick. One more time. Just one more time. Okay, so I got these flowers. Should I take one off? Thanks, y'all. Okay, so here's what I want to do. Pull some of these greenery pieces off. Okay. First I want to take it's too light. I'm going to take some jute. Find the end of it. Wait, I have a thinner jute. Okay, yeah, I'm going to use the thinner. I don't know where this is from. It's only got a little bit left. So untangle it. No. It's a big tangled mess. So I'm gonna wrap this a little bit around it and then add the flower and some greenery. Let's see how this looks. There we go. Okay. So, hang on, let me see which way. All right, I'm just gonna start it back here. Okay. Y'all, in case you missed at the beginning, I was saying I'm in an event today. This is the Vintage Country Crafting Friends group, and it's a free group to join, and it goes on till 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. And coming up after me is Rima with, I'm just wrapping this, y'all. Rima with Walls and More. I don't want this to be too much. Hang on. Okay. All right, I'm gonna cover this with a flower, so it's okay that it ends right here on the front. We got 3 minutes. Hey. Okay, hold on. Okay, I do have, let me show you what all I have, because I'm probably going to end up finishing this off. This is from Dollar Tree. This is just some like mesh looking ribbon. I have it in cream and tan. I'm not sure which one I'll for sure use. I've got some lace ribbon from Dollar Tree. And then I've just got some greenery sprigs. I've got it like a bucket. I always pluck this off of different things. So I'm going to, that's not really showing up. I'm probably going to use the tan. So I'm going to keep going until I have to, until my time runs out. So get this off. I'm really just going to bunch a little bit of this up, poking out from behind the flower. See if I got some string here. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I appreciate that. And if you don't already follow, tap that follow button. You can come back and find me easy. Okay. Probably have to come back to see how this turned out. Okay, I just tied like a little loop of it. I'm gonna put that on here and glue it down. I'm going to do a little bit of greenery, different places. Come here, Stella. I'll open the door in just a second. I know. I'm going to open it. I'm almost done. No, we're going to go for a ride. We're going to go somewhere. We're going to go for a ride. Maybe Starbucks. Ouch. Maybe we'll go to Starbucks. I think Stella wants to go to Starbucks. We'll see. We will see. Oh, get this off. And glue my flower on here. All right. So far, let me just show you where it is. So far is here. I am going to add more greenery, and then like some of this greenery. Little sprigs. So we'll tuck these in here just to give you an idea. Pick. that. I have more, but it's gonna be kind of like this. Okay, my time is up, y'all. Thank you for hanging out. I'll finish this and get a picture, and I'll post it, and y'all go check out Rima. Her page is called Walls and More. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm in another event for the Tim Tebow Foundation, and I'll be on, it's late night. I'll be on at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I'm going to be auctioning off a really cool interchangeable piece that anybody can use. If you have a kitchen, you can use it. Okay, bye y'all. Say bye, Stella. Say bye. We're going to Starbucks.